Well, I like that question, Michael. The question of reasonable is one that we can debate forever, and that's why we have two sides, or sometimes even more. We get somebody standing in an art gallery, and is it a nice painting? Is it a great painting? Is it a horrible painting? Lots of different opinions, lots of different answers to the question about reasonableness. So when you say, are insurance companies reasonable when it gets down to discussing money for people who have been, to compensate people who have been involved in automobile accidents, I'm on the side of the people. I don't think there's ever enough money. Well, we're not going to be ridiculous and say that, someone with a little neck sprain is going to get millions of dollars. But in my view, having the disruption of your life occur because someone else wasn't paying attention, I think there's a great deal of compensation that you're owed. In addition to medical bills, in addition to the compensation that you take, that you need to take back for the time that you missed from your job. And here I'll just give you a little bit of real specific discussion. People might argue that they got their pay from their job, from their employer, they have good employment, they used up sick leave and they still got paid, or they used up vacation time and they still got paid. Well, you know what? Now when you get a cold or a flu, or you need to take those personal days, you don't have them anymore, so there is a real loss. And the insurance companies always like to try and point out, well, they got paid, so no, that's not an answer, and that's not reasonable. Michael, you asked me about, are they reasonable? My response is no. But we have to, I heard you just smack your lips, and I want to say one more thing. Well, they will. And that's ultimately, the attorneys want to work with you, and sometimes even before you file a lawsuit, the claims adjusters want to work with you. Nobody really wants to go to court. But there are certain situations where the insurance companies want to establish what the bar is. So I want to take an imaginary case that everybody on our side of the fence, the plaintiff lawyers and the victims, the plaintiffs, we would believe that the case is worth, say, $10,000. Now, in that situation, the insurance companies probably are going to stop negotiating when they get to $7,000 or $8,000. They don't want to pay you more. And that's a significant percentage difference. Those margins make a difference, because by the time we pay the medical bills, by the time the attorney takes a fee out of that, there's nothing left for the individual who got hurt to truly be compensated. And so you say, well, why won't the insurance companies give you the $10,000? Because it's not just that one case. Over and over and over again in one office, and all the offices across the United States where these insurance companies can get away with paying $7,000 or $8,000 when they should probably be paying $10,000, that adds up to millions and millions, if not billions of dollars. So that's the reason. Now, they want to force it to court. They're willing to defend it because they know that if 10 cases go to court, they're going to win 5 of them outright, and they're going to get the 6 or the 7 or the $8,000 verdict, so they're going to win. That's a win for them. Of the other 5 cases, they're going to have to pay a little bit more, and in 1 or 2, they're going to still have to pay a lot more. But when you multiply the savings, if you will, on the big scale, the insurance companies are making out like bandits. The lawyers for the insurance companies, often great people, have a great deal of respect for my fellow attorneys who do defense work. For the most part, many of them fine people with a great deal of integrity, and they just will sit there and say, look, I'm doing my job, I got to go and defend this case. Do I think it's worth more? Sure I do, but I have to go into court and say otherwise. And you pat each other on the back, and you go in and you do your job, and you see what the judge or the jury says.